Welcome everyone to another Discord live tutorial. My name is Goro Fujita, and today I'm going to tackle the Inktober topic. Wait for it, storm. So I really love this topic because it's so easy to make things flap in the wind and stuff like that. And storms are like one of my favorite topics to do in Quill, rain and storm and all of that stuff. So today I wanted to actually combine Storm with the Quill Weekly challenge topic, skeletons. You know, it's also Halloween time, so I think that would be good. So I thought about maybe doing something pirate themed. You know, that could be fun. I have imported already a few references here for like a human skeleton and some boats and stuff like that. Although I'm not sure yet. I'm still undecided what I'm gonna do with the boat. Maybe I do a dock first or something instead of open sea. But it's mostly freestyle, so I'm just gonna see what feels right and how much I can fit into this 1 hour. First, what I'm gonna do is like I usually choose like a mid-tone background. It's like easy on the eyes, but it's also easy to see the whites and the darks, the brights and the darks. So I'm gonna start with maybe like some environment props first. I'm not gonna start with a sketch or anything, but what I'm gonna do here is I call it env. And if you have like ideas and stuff like that, you know, shoot them into and shout them out, and then I will try to incorporate them along the way. So let me just release these panels here. Actually, color I might not need, but I want to be able to access these tools. So what I usually do for these type of props and stuff, I usually try to do like a section and then duplicate the crap out of it, right? So that's like the way I do it. And what I usually do is like, this is the fill for like 2-tone pieces or 3-tone pieces, and then I have a lines layer, right? Just for being able to like select them easily later on, and then let's see. So I turn on the wireframe as well. So I do like the wood and stuff freehand. And the reason why I'm doing 2 here is I have variation, right? So this gives me like 4 different variations of the wood planks. And I do it freehand here because I want it to look hand-drawn. Right, I don't want it to be exact. Tyler might be like cringing right now, you know, but this is like how I like to keep things organic, you know. So this looks pretty cool. Yeah, there's 2 different things, you know, 2 different styles, and you know, both are completely. And sometimes I'm like super anal about being structured and clean as well. You know, you get like different types of feels for. Yeah, whatever you want to do. For the Inktober stuff, I really like the sketchy feel of things, you know. So I usually do this. What I meant by 4 pieces is like now you can select in all visible unlocked layers and select, for example, these wood planks, right? And then you can just rotate them and you have already like 4 different ones. So you see like they look different. And then, you know, you can take this guy and then rotate. And it's like different, right? And maybe I just, let me keep in the same plane, something like this. And then I just do this, 1, 2, 3, oops, yep. Like that, so I duplicated it around, and then I can, you know, even consider I rotate this guy and rotate this guy just for extra randomization, right? And then I have this that I can duplicate like this, and go. And then I do the same thing for this and duplicate. Right. So now I have like already a pretty cool dock. You know, maybe I want to like yeah, let me select these here and bring them down a little.
Size variation of color and everything.
What is it?
Maybe you can do a little grab tool to do some variation on the size.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the power of it, right? And you can just easily do this. If you don't want to make them bend, you can actually make the grab tool like completely Yeah, and then you get like, so this is like how you can, really create like variation really quickly, and then you can even, select all of it. So, and then just break it like that, right? So now it looks like super hand drawn. So this is pretty awesome. And now you can say like, okay, I want more dogs here. Maybe this one is shorter. Just select and duplicate. The cool thing is the lines and the volume stays separate right now. So that way I can do stuff like this, where I select this and this, duplicate it down, and make it black, right? So, oops, colorize black, and then I have instantly the shadow underneath, and I notice I just selected this and this guy, but you can easily do those things without worrying about destroying anything. Then I'm gonna just quickly draw some. Let me go to the right layer. The fill layer is good. Oops. Let me go to white and maybe do some, some of the environment. Maybe there's some buildings as well. So I'm just gonna, at this point, I'm just gonna see how I can fake like a port or something like this, something like this. And I will always use what I already have, like in geometry. It's pretty cool. Maybe this goes like this around the corner, something like this. And then on the line layer, so this is the cool thing if you separate it, because it's like just easy to select everything. So if you have like little rocks and stuff like this, you can just select it without accidentally selecting the ground, right? So you can just duplicate this, select this, move this. And I want to talk a little bit about randomization. Like it's very easy for us humans to basically do everything even, right? Something like this. And then it looks really unnatural. So always look for contrast in whatever you do, not just character design, but contrast will attract attention, but also helps to create randomization. So you might have like a concentrated areas of like gravel and dust over here, but then you leave other places empty and you just put like a few here. And then it looks automatically really, really organic, right? Randomization is one thing that nature can do really well and humans can't do really well because we like tend to have the tendency to average everything out and make sure, to always think of that to create organic randomization, you have to have concentrations of things in contrast to like open space. So now you see like it really looks super cool, right? And you can see like this area could use some detail, you can just drop in some rocks here, but not too many. And then that's how you can create like a beautiful, let me turn off the grid, but beautiful randomization just like this. So this looks pretty cool already. I might actually move this dog a little bit further out because I might put like a boat in between, but we might also want maybe like a wall or something here. So I'm going to turn on the wireframe again, and then I'm going to the fill layer, make sure I'm on the fill layer, and then I think I'm going to, I closed my tools. Let me get my tools back. So to the line tool, I snap something like this, and then I make something like this, I guess, and then just hand draw something here. And then we're just 10 minutes in, so.
That's pretty ambitious. I think I would have chosen to do OpenSea so I don't have to draw.
What is it?
I think that if I had to do that, I would have chosen OpenSea instead of.
Oh, yeah. I just want to show you guys, like little tricks on how to accelerate your workflow. I think I can actually quickly. I'm just building the assets right now, and you will see that I will speed up more and more. But it is definitely still ambitious to have boats and a port and everything, So.
Hey, Goro.
Yes.
Just Daniel sounded really low there, so I'm not sure if it's all people that are commenting, but or it's just Daniel.
It's just Daniel. I think it's the sound setting or the microphone is too far away because you, Garrett, are super loud.
Okay, perfect.
You're still pretty quiet, Daniel.
Let me double check what's going on.
It might be your output setting, or it might be just you're too far from the microphone. I'm not sure. So let's bring this down here, and then let's bend it.
What about now?
Yep, much better.
Perfect.
Okay.
So
Okay,
you see what I did is like I accidentally put the lines on the fill layer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just select it, right? Unselect the fill, and then the lines are selected. I create a new layer, and the lines are separate, and then I can put the lines, merge them back, and now I have the lines. There's one more line here that I want to isolate, so I'm just gonna pick this line, create a new layer, merge it with a line layer, and now I have the lines separate again. Once I've done that, I go back to select visible unlock layers, select everything, and then put it here, and then I'm just gonna duplicate it. It's just like, you get the idea, right? It's not gonna be like perfect here. It's an Inktober. It's gonna be a speed painting. So I'm gonna put the walls up here, just quickly, something like this, and that will look pretty cool. And maybe there's some anchors right here. Let me do like a little anchor, something like this. Boom. And then I go to the lines layer. You have to be like always aware on which layer you're on. That helps definitely. I'm getting super trashy here, but it's fine.
Yeah, I normally keep everything in one layer, and if I have to separate the selection,
yeah,
I just do very quickly negative selection, and I just pick the big volumes of the.
Yeah, I mean, like it's easy for certain things. Whenever I do Inktober, however, I noticed that it's sometimes really difficult to make the selections on the lines, and that's when I do, when I realize, it's actually better to separate everything in advance, So I'm just like building some stuff here. Some buildings, maybe they have like those arch windows, and and sometimes I just rotate things, and then grab tool things to make things look different, right? So you get the variation. Nothing looks the same, and then I duplicate this like a few times. And let me turn this off so it's easier to select, and then just can reuse stuff. And again, here there's like a little thing you can do where you just indicate windows, right? Yeah, you don't have to like do all of them. And that is another thing, when you do that, make sure you don't make it even, like instead of making it even, remove some of them, and then you get like this really nice feel of randomization. This definitely requires some training, so don't get frustrated if you can do it right away, because it's something you have to consciously fight. There's somebody making noises. If you can mute yourself, that would be good. I don't know. It sounds like somebody's cooking or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, okay. And then I want to create maybe some, go back to the fill layer. I'm going to create some, some building detail, and then I can reuse. So I'm going to go back to the lines layer, and then maybe I don't know what this is, and this is like basically a speed painting. So I'm like not really focusing on design because that would take too long. And obviously, if I would work on a movie or something like this wouldn't be my approach, right? Like I would basically think exactly like much more. I would be much more thoughtful in my decisions and stuff like this. I wouldn't be as ignorant as I am now. I'm just basically making stuff up as I go. And what I talked about with the contrast and density of like when you populate things with detail, I'm always having that in mind. So you can see, even if I do something like this, I have a dense population here and then something sparse over here. And then I do like cables, wires and stuff like that. Maybe there's some antennas or something like this, and then I have this asset that I can reuse and put it everywhere, right? And I can rotate it so it looks different, and maybe I can even put it on the side or as a building, something like this, super ignorant, but it works. So I'm just gonna start populating it, and all of a sudden it looks like a city, right? So this is pretty cool. I'm gonna keep doing this, and then maybe I can even do something like this. And then more cables. Doesn't have to make sense, It's just selling an idea. I like this actually as a building, so I'm just gonna do this. This looks pretty cool. All right, so we have the buildings, and maybe I want to have like half of an island here, so you can actually see some of the, like I'm planning to put some boats here, and if I have the boats, it might be cool to have some background elements here over here as well. So I'm just gonna introduce that. We're like 20 minutes, almost 20 minutes in. I think we're good in time so far, because I'm building more and more assets, and that's gonna help accelerating the process, the creation process here. So I'm gonna do something like this, delete some of the redundant stuff here. This looks pretty good. I think I need like a bigger building just in contrast. So I'm just gonna put like a taller building here. You can also always stretch it, and maybe I stretch the bottom so I can straighten it like this. This is pretty cool, and maybe I have some so I'm just putting it to the side, I'm like so ignorant right now, but it's super fun to do that stuff, like just get some stuff in there. And this is the stuff that's like so fast in VR, right? You wouldn't be able to do this in any other medium other than VR, because you can just place things really fast. So this is cool. This is cool looking. I really like this. So maybe I should save at this point real quick, and then I'm gonna grab some of the dirt as well. So let me go to the lines layer. I'm already on the lines layer, and then just grab this dirt and put it here. Just to have some detail. This is good, and maybe some of the walls as well that I created. This is pretty good, and maybe there's some walls like this as well. So yeah, this looks like a pretty cool pirate port. Maybe I'm gonna grab another one of these and put it. Doesn't make sense. Maybe here. And oops, I hit my window pane. So I think for this, because it's so far away, I can actually remove some of the lines, so I don't waste the geometry, right? So I can just remove this, so it will still read. This is pretty cool. Like, this is a really cool angle. Okay, let me work on the characters now. So I'm gonna create one generic skeleton, and I'm not gonna create like a rig like David Hernandez did, because that's gonna take too long. I'm just gonna animate everything on a single layer. Each skeleton will be on a single layer, but what I'm gonna do is, like, now I'm just gonna create like a very simple skeleton here. So it's gonna be something like this. I'm looking at the reference, and something like this. This is the jaw. All right, and exactly. Because you can.
You gotta do when you draw.
Yeah. So here again, I do lines and fill. I might eventually just merge it, but for me, it's like easier to think that way. But I will do the fill first. So we have like the spine here.
Oh, I just thought about one thing. If I had to do skeletons, I would have done a homage to Ray Harryhausen.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
I just thought of. Oh man, I just want to do that now.
Do it. You still have all weekend. Although you might have night child duty, but you know.
Yeah. I have to wait until the babies sleep.
Yeah.
I may try to do something. Yeah.
So, yeah, you should. Like, it's Halloween, man. It's Halloween, so you know, do it. So,
Fighting skeletons fighting with the swords.
yeah, in on twos or on threes even, you know.
Coolest thing ever, man.
Okay, I'm just, you know, whatever. Like, it can be like, I'm gonna cover them with some clothes too, so I'm not too concerned about, is it anatomically correct and stuff like that. You know, this is not an anatomy class, just so you know. So
it has to have the right amount of axis in there on the spine.
So this is
spine bones.
Yeah.
I never remember the number of.
The L2, L7s, and you know.
Yeah, the spine bones. I don't remember how many are they.
I think teeth we have 28. Is that
we used
true?
to have to memorize all that stuff.
Yeah, I know.
In the school, they made us remember everything, all the names of all the bones and all the.
So you know what? In this case, you know, because I want to I'm actually gonna only do one side. And then just mirror it because I want to do the lines too. So I'm gonna so check. So duplication is your friend for sure, and always. And then let me be more economical with the strokes here.
You can do the pelvis bone with just a one stroke of the ellipse, no?
That's true. Yeah.
Maybe. Just like a.
Done.
Simple. There you go.
Okay, and then the feet. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's enough. I love it. So, and the knee is a little bit thick, so I'm just gonna inflate this. Inflate, and you get like perfect bone shapes. Like that. So this is really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Okay, and now I'm gonna work on the lines. Maybe make this a little bit thinner here.
Are you gonna do sad eyes skeleton or angry eyes skeleton?
I think maybe angry eyes, right? Maybe angry eyes because it's pirates.
Yeah. If it's a pirate, angry eyes. Yeah, more like a jack skeleton.
Yeah,
shape.
good point. They can be also larger, I think. Maybe we can do something like this. Just like this. Yeah, that's better. And then I'm gonna do like a very simple teeth. I'm gonna do it like this. Something really simple, right?
Yeah.
We don't have to be like super detailed here. We're not even half an hour in yet. Okay. That's good. I have to keep track of the time because I still want to make like a hardcore storm with rain and sound and everything, right? So, and pirates on boats and stuff like that. So there's still a lot coming in this class, guys. So I'm just setting it up right now. So hopefully, you know, adding some details here. Let me see what is characteristic for a skeleton, like something like this, and then maybe here I want to have some of this, and then I will work a little bit on the ribs. And you know, I'm not worried about like being not exact here. It should be like a quick sketch, you know. So for the hands, I might actually no, I think I will add some lines here, you know, just to indicate that there's some volume. I'm not too worried about anything else. What I do though, I would probably separate these lines so I can select it later individually. So let me see. I always look at it from all angles to make sure that I have enough lines to indicate detail from all angles. But I'm really not too concerned about anything else at this moment. So, and maybe I can just duplicate this and rotate it and just let it overlap in weird places. And now I can select this and then duplicate it. And then I'm like super just indicating shape here, right? So because we don't have time. I have to be faster. So but this is like something like I really enjoy working in VR space is that the freedom. You can just, do whatever you want. You're like not constrained to a 2D surface, and some might think it's like, challenging, but once you get used to it, you can actually, it's hard to go back from what you know. It's really tough because it's so fun to be not constrained to anything. So I'm just gonna add a few more detailed strokes, and again here, you can add some dots. You have some concentrated areas, and then you have some areas where it's more sparse, right? So that way, yeah, that looks pretty cool. Always think of that when you have to populate stuff. Like it's not as easy as it seems. Like there's always a design thinking behind it, so you can make things look more random, right? So this is pretty cool. So I'm just the arm is a little bit short, so what I'm gonna do is select all of it, move the pivot up here, and then just scale it a little bit. This is good. And then I think we're ready to move this over. So I'm just gonna select anything I want to mirror. I'm gonna do it. How do I do this? Preserving. I think at this point, I don't worry too much about losing the lines anymore. So I'm just gonna merge it at this point because I know exactly what I want to mirror. I might regret it later, but I don't care at this point. Okay, let's see. We're gonna create a new layer here and mirror it over. I have to. Where's the pivot? Just put it in the center here, and then we mirror it over Z. Boom. Oops. Maybe I should duplicate it first. Yeah, duplicate it, and then do the mirror. Mirror Z. Okay, there we have it. And then I just move it into place. I don't know what I did here. Oh, this is the non-mirrored piece. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. I just mirror this. This is the skeleton. I feel like we're at 30 minutes. Yeah, we're exactly at 30 minutes.
Yep,
So,
30 minutes.
all right. So let's see. Let me do some pans that I want to basically animate later in the wind. So basically, I'm just gonna do. Let me see. I'm gonna stay on the same layer, or I'm gonna create a new layer for now, and I'm gonna do something like this. Or maybe I can just do. Oops, there's a duplicate in there. Duplicate stroke. Okay. Maybe I can just do this with one stroke and see if I can move it enough. Yeah, I think I can move it enough. So let me just do this. He has some shorts. Give him some shorts. And some of them might be like broken, and then I add a little bit of this.
Yeah.
And then this. Okay, so let me move this in a little bit more. Oops. And select just the shorts. Move it in a little bit more. Yeah, this is pretty cool. And then maybe we have like maybe they have a shirt on too. Maybe it's like a tank top. So I will do a tank top the same way I did it with let me just do one so it's lighter weight. So something like this, and then boom, boom, boom. And then let me do this. No, let's see what this looks like, and I'm gonna just maybe there's a hole in there. And it's very forgiving because it's like pirates that are like totally messed up, so I can just be pretty rough with the geometry, So let's see what this looks like if I put it on him. So just put it on his body. And then I can make him flap later. So and this is like a shirt. The shirt and the shorts, I think it's good to keep on a separate layer because then I can create variations of this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, this is skeleton 1. And then I create a new thing here and call it skeletons. Skeletons. And then we have duplicate this guy and move him over. So I create a few generic skeletons. So let me remove some clothes of this guy and then add different clothes for this. And maybe he has something black. Maybe he has like a bandana on or something, and maybe some necklaces or something like this. And then he has pants on. So I'm just gonna do pants, and maybe the pants have like ripped like this, So now I have a different skeleton, and maybe he has like a different head shape. So let's see if I can, maybe he is bigger, and maybe he has a hat on or something like this. So I'm just gonna delete all the lines on top, and then maybe I give him like a beanie or something, a striped. You know what? Let me do it like this, just to be more optimization friendly. I'm gonna do it like this, bring it. I love this. The bending it around. So fun. It's so fun. And then I can. Yeah, it's super amazing. Like it feels really good. And then maybe he has some striped, like something like that. This is pretty cool. Okay, and then we duplicate this guy. Put him over, and maybe we have a small guy. So let me put it down here. Maybe he's like a little kid, and kid skeleton. Let me remove the hat here, and then the kid skeleton obviously will have a bigger head, something like this, and then make him a little bit smaller. So the head is kind of proportional to the adult, a little bit smaller than the adult, like that. This is pretty cool. And then the kid skeleton, I'm gonna give him some shorts as well. Maybe some little, let me do like a new layer here. And then maybe he has a t-shirt. This is gonna be easy to flap in the wind. He has also something hanging. Maybe he has a bottle or something like this. Okay. And then I have to get to the boat soon, I think. So I think this is pretty cool. Also, this guy, I think we can have another skeleton easily. Let me duplicate this guy again. Reset. And I think a grandpa version would be good. So I'm just gonna delete this and then like this, right? And that instantly gives it like a different character.
Oh, an eye patch.
Oh, eye patch. Yes, that's perfect. Oops, that was too aggressive. Let me do this. And then do this. Bend that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you can even go all the way back.
Okay.
I think all depends on the resolution in which it's made the first stroke. If
Yeah.
you make a really big one
Yeah.
and then resize it down and make it smaller, that stroke is gonna have a lot of
Yeah, you can do
triangles.
even more for sure. Yeah, but it will be heavy for sure. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but it means you can bend it more. You can really and then use the optimize tool to remove the triangles that you need.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is a good lineup. Look at that.
Look at the crew.
Yeah, super awesome. We need a captain though, right? We need a captain. So one more.
One more with a hat.
Yeah, I'm getting way too. I'm getting too detailed, but let me see if I can do it time wise. Let me put him up here. So this is going to be the captain. So I'm just going to remove this, and the captain will have this. How do I do the? I don't know what they look like. It's a triangle, I think, right? Like something like.
I would start with this the code. Yeah, how do you say the sides of the code, the neck?
Yeah, and then he will have a code for sure. I'm just wondering what the hat will look like.
The hat. Yeah, it has like a triangle shape.
I don't have time to look for a reference, but
you could do a tricorn, or you could do a
tricorn. Yeah, like a triangle from the top. It looks like a triangle. Yeah.
And back is the. Is it like this?
The back's the flat part.
Okay.
Front's the pointy bit.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. This will do. This will.
I guess you can wear it different ways, right?
We're here to cook it enough. That's it.
And he has a
skeleton.
There we go. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, and then we have the collar.
Yeah, that's it. The collar.
That's what you were looking for.
That's the word I was looking for. Collar. Okay.
And then, am I that boring? Somebody yawned.
I need another coffee.
Okay.
Rough night. Maybe have fever.
Fair enough. And for the rest, I think I'm gonna freehand it. It's like, what, girl? But
No.
Look at that.
It's
super awesome. Okay, so that's pretty good. And he has a sword, of course. Let's give him a sword. Man, I'm getting way too elaborate about this stuff. I'm sure I have to go over time a little bit, but that's fine.
That's okay, man.
Yeah. What time is it?
To print one character. And you have done already.
I get the feel. I get that feel.
I think I'm pretty confident that I get pretty far though within that hour. The magic will happen very soon where it's gonna get really fast. So the blade needs to be much bigger. Something like this, and then okay. Wow. There we go. Okay, this is my lineup. Those are my skeletons. Then I need the boat. So I'm going to hide the skeletons for now and work on the boat. I'm going to do like a super rough boat. I really want to only indicate. So I'm going to look at this reference. Let me hide the skeleton. I don't need it anymore. And then I need like the captain on the wheel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new folder called boats. Did I save? Let me save.
I'm on a boat.
And then
I'm on a boat.
Okay. And then do something like this. I'm actually not sure if I'm doing the right thing right now to create the boat, but I think this should work. Let me see. I will do just one side, and then I just duplicate it over. That's how I'm going to do this.
Mirror.
Yeah, just mirror it over. Let me just see. I think the boat has like something like this, and duplicate it, and the underside is something like this. This is the back, and then let me just push this back in. Maybe this is a little bit more angled, and then we have the deck. So I'm gonna make the boat white actually, because I want to add some lines to it. So I'm gonna make it white, and I'm gonna do the same thing, lines. And I'm gonna block all the lines in before I do the mirror over. So this will be something like this. Let me just snap it to the grid so I know that it's parallel to the ground. Something like this. Okay. And then stretch it out a little bit. The grab tool is so good for this stuff. You can always just deform it the way you want. And then look at it from the side. This needs to come up way higher. So something like this. I think I will do this and then just bend it out. Let me show you the wireframe so you can see it better. Something like this. And it just has to be approximate. I'm really not thinking about making everything work perfectly because, time constraint. So I will do something like this, and then I push this to the front. Okay, this is good enough. I think the boat might be too wide, but I can change it with a grab tool later. So let me just do some of the detail here. So we have a mast over here, something like this, and then a mast over here. So here, what I'm gonna start doing is I'm going to add lines. And maybe some line tool things, and maybe some freehand ones. Oops. Okay, this.
So there is a question in the chat.
Yep.
Somebody who said he doesn't have the mic on. He says, "What's the difference between the grab tool and the nudge tool?"
The grab tool moves points. The nudge tool shifts points. So if you have this and you nudge it, it just shifts. You can't really, it's really hard to turn. But if you use the grab, you can actually manipulate its form. And the difference is if you do some grass animation like this, right? So you have like a looping animation like this, where you do something like this. It's really hard to make it loop. It has a pop at some point. The good thing about the nudge tool, when you use the nudge to do like wind and stuff, it just manipulates it by frame, right? So it will always loop perfectly. So you can do like stuff like this, and you will have like a perfect loop. Stuff like that, to do that with a grab tool, you would have to like do something like this, and then go frame by frame and fix the transition. So you will look for where it jumps. So there it jumps a little, and you would have to fix the spacing a little bit manually to make it work. So now it's like again, and nudge just manipulates each frame at a time. So that's like one thing that is the main difference. So if you want to do like grass waving in the wind or the cloth flapping, I would suggest to use the nudge tool. And then if you want more variation, more deformation, then you use the grab tool. So those are the two differences. I hope that makes it clear.
Cool.
So they're both super useful for different purposes. Okay, so now the reason why I went ahead and added those lines is because I'm gonna start duplicating the crap out of this, right? So then I already have, all the lines. So I can even repurpose this to create a ladder, right? So I create a ladder like this, and do the fill layer here, something like this, do the lines layer, and pick the black and draw some lines, and then I'm just gonna do this, rotate, 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 and select all these. Oops. And maybe I just remove ones for variation, and then I can put them everywhere. So let me look at the reference. They have letters here, one letter
How
here.
are you guys
There.
doing? I hope you're all doing great.
What is that?
I don't know, but it hopes we're all doing great.
You're all doing great.
We are doing great. So let's see.
You're all doing great.
So actually, the one in the back is smaller. So I'm just gonna select this. Oops. So you make sure you select everything, and then make this one smaller, and make the front one bigger. And then I can repurpose all of these stuff for other stuff, right? So this is really cool. Like whatever you do, you can just use that as a detail, and maybe even use the letter to put something on the ground, that looks like something. So this looks pretty good, and then maybe I can use some of the city to just put some detail in there. So let me just grab some of this.
Well, you have the wood planks on the docks. That could be really useful.
Oh, that's true. I think like at this, like, let me at least put this up here, and then just put some detail. So this is all, look at that. It's awesome how this works.
Full of stuff. All the loot.
And then I think here in the front, I actually need some more focus, because this is where he's gonna have the wheel, but I can still reuse some of the stuff, I think. Let me reuse this guy. Might as well just do it from scratch. So I'm just gonna do something like this. Just gonna reuse this. I just pick whatever I find that lies around. I love this. Okay, so this is pretty cool. Then let me just do the wood planks. I think the texture is pretty good. So let me get the texture.
Safe.
Yeah. Thank you. Let me just grab the texture here. I think just the texture. Oh, just the texture. And then select this and put it into this layer here. And then I can just put it as a texture layer. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, I do the same thing here outside. We need some texture here. Oops. And then I'm just gonna grab tool it into position. Some lines here and some lines here. Yeah, that looks good enough. Good enough. That's all we need. Good enough. So this is, I think, good. I'm just gonna merge it at this point. At this point, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. So I'm just gonna merge it and then mirror one side. So I'm just gonna mirror one side here. Oops. Duplicate it, create a new layer, and mirror in Z. Come over here. Oh, I selected the back, so I'm just gonna unselect this and then put it over here. And that's decent enough. So now I merge it, and I have a pirate ship. Perfect. Pirate ship. Maybe these guys can be a little bit taller, I think. Maybe this one has 3. And then I'm going to grab tool them a little bit to make them a little bit deformed, so it's not perfect. This one goes here. Okay, now I need like a pirate steering wheel. Oops. Just gonna do it like this. Let me see how they work. Okay. Something like this. Okay, that's good enough. And boom, boom,
Boom. There you go.
boom, baby. Good enough. It's like really, really rough, but you know, I think I put it somewhere here. I don't even know if the skeleton fits in here, but we will see. Come on. Yeah. Done. Good enough.
Okay, 10 minutes to 11.
Oh, okay, cool. Now we can start with the water then. Let me start with the water and the rain and stuff like that. So let me put this boat into position. So we have one boat here. And then I'm gonna animate it through transform keyframes. So we're gonna have this boat here, something like this, and we have another boat over here. Maybe rotate it a little. Okay, and then that looks pretty cool already. All right,
Nice.
so then let me get the skeletons. Okay, never mind the skeletons for now. Let's do the water. So for the water, let me see what it looks like if I go all black on the background now. Nice. Okay, so this is really cool. If you have like a dark background like this, you know, let me hide the ref. You can actually simulate water with the anim brush without using like a lot of strokes. So what I'm gonna do in the environment, I'm gonna create a black layer. So I'm gonna show you what I'm going to do so you can see. I need one layer that masks the boat, right? So I'm just gonna do like a very short line stroke with the sphere brush. Boom. And I'm gonna just scale it up. And this is gonna be the water surface. So that kind of masks the boat. There we go. Okay, so now we have this. And now I can even keep the sky kind of gray. Maybe I'll do that, but we'll see. Let me see what I just did. And let me bring this up a little, just like this. Okay, so I can decide what kind of background color I want. Maybe I make it a little bit darker. This kind of looks nice. And then I create like, let me bring this down just a tad more. And then I'm gonna create a new layer, and those are the waves. We get to go into animation right 6 minutes before game time, so or before end time. I go to 12 frames, maybe 12 is enough, one more, and then I loop it. 12. Okay, loop it. Okay, this is good. And then I use like a fairly long duration. I use the sphere brush, and then I do this, right? So I don't have to like do much, and it will look like.
Yeah, like the water is done.
See, it looks like water. So this is gonna be pretty violent because it's going to be a storm. Yeah. I can turn off the. Let me turn on the transparency for the ground so you can actually see. I actually need to see where. Sorry, so it might be hard to see for you guys, but we'll just do the waves here around the boats. And I'm not going to move the boats anymore from here because I'm already putting the waves here. So this will be difficult to fix. So I'm already committing to the position where it's going to be. But you see, this looks like, you know, the water is crashing against surfaces. So this is really, really cool. So then you can do stuff like this as well, make it short. So depending on which angle you look from, you see like those little waves crashing. Famous Goro sound effect. Okay, see? This is pretty cool. So I'm gonna keep going with this. And you know, to be faster with this, you can also just select it over time. Maybe just this, so just the water. Select all 12 frames, and then you just duplicate it, rotate it. And you can just, you know, that way you can even do this. And move it over wherever you need it. You can even grab tool it and put it into the right shape, you know, and then you just duplicate it just like this and maybe rotate it so it looks different. And
you think it'll be worth to do another tone with that?
I don't think so for the waves. For other stuff, maybe. But I think what I want to do is a lightning later that makes it visible. So yeah.
So you're committing to black and white and no gray.
Maybe for the sky I'm using gray. Maybe that's the only place. Maybe, but we'll see. Oops. I broke it, I think. Okay. So I have to actually hold it in and then
give some variation to that.
Yeah, I think it looks a little bit static. So what I'm gonna do now is on top of this, I'm just gonna add a little bit of actually nudge tool. Right, so that's too fast. So do just a little. Just a little. That's pretty good. Okay, and then I need the rain. So let me do the rain a little quick. So for the rain, I might use white. We'll see what that looks like. I will use this. And I will already optimize this one at maximum resolution. And then I will, let's see. Just duplicating, moving. I want to create like a rain volume here. What I'm doing right here is I'm just duplicating and moving things. And maybe duplicating this, moving it up, rotating a little bit. I'm basically creating a large rain volume. Okay. So this is like a trick that I covered in the particle tutorial, if you remember. I'm creating like a volume of rain, and then I'm just gonna rotate it with stepped curves, and it will look like rain. So I'm just gonna make it like pretty large here. Let me see from the top. It should resemble like somewhat a circle for it to work really well. So this is pretty good. I think this is good. Let me put this into a folder that I'm going to animate. So transform, and then I think because it's like super windy, the rain is not gonna come straight down. The rain is gonna come. It's gonna come from here. Okay.
Stormy.
So yeah, we have something like this. It's too big, I think. So let me, because the skeletons like need to get the rain. So I think this is pretty good, and I can do more rain later. But I think the size is pretty good. I only need it regionally where I need it. I can make it maybe a little bit bigger, something like this. And then what I'm going to do is now I go to stepped curves. I create a keyframe. I turn on auto key, and then I just rotate it randomly. I go 2 frames forward, I rotate it randomly. I go 2 frames forward, rotate it randomly. Do the same thing up to like maybe 12 frames. Okay, and then I just loop it, and at this point it will look like rain. So this is pretty cool. So I have rain, and I think we are at time right now. But
11:01 right now.
okay, perfect. I just duplicate the rain layer a little bit here and rotate it so it's like different, and then make it maybe a little bit bigger, and the same thing here. So I cover a little bit more volume, and then yeah, this looks pretty cool. I might one thing I might do is I bring down the opacity of the background rain to 25. It's always a pain to put that, but this looks pretty good. Okay. Okay, now I have this. Let me move the boats so we get a little bit of, and the boat needs actually a little bit of, I think this is going to be the hero boat because I want the background to show. So what I'm gonna do here, I forgot one thing. I'm going to create like a sail that is and it's multitasking and speaking and drawing at the same time and thinking. Sometimes it's still difficult for me, but basically I like a little sail that I want to wave in the wind. So this is going to be an extra layer, and then we'll have something like this. Yeah, this is good enough. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do maybe 12 frames is enough for this one. Hit play, and this is where I use the nudge tool first. So nudge tool, just go crazy, and then use the grab tool to add a little bit of variation. So this is pretty nice. Okay, this is like waving in the wind. Maybe we can use this and put it here as well. Something like this.
Gotta put some lightning.
Lightning?
Oh, it's not that kind of storm?
Well, no, there will be lightning. Lightning is probably something I do last because I need all the frames for that. So, okay, so now I have this. This is pretty cool. Let's see, what else? I wanted to move the boats. So let me move the boats now. So I'm gonna use probably like a few folders here to create some randomization. So this is this is gonna rotate like this. And then this is, let me do another folder in here. I'm gonna separate the axis. So this one is going to go like this. This is good enough. And then we have overall up and down movement for the boat. So, okay, so I'm gonna start with the rotation. So maybe, how many seconds? 1, 2, 4, maybe 4 seconds. I'm just counting out loud to see how many frames, to feel out the timing. So I'm gonna go here and see how that feels. And obviously this needs to be spline curves. That's pretty good. I think it can be a little bit faster actually. Let me put it to maybe 3 seconds. I always go to full number, so all the animations inside don't get cropped by the loop that I'm going to create. Yeah, this looks pretty good. So now I'm gonna define the overall loop, so the boat will loop here. Yeah, that looks good. And then on top of that, I'm going to add the vertical movement. So maybe it will start a little bit like this. Create a frame here, oops, put it at the end, and then I will offset it a little. And then maybe even add a little bit of direction to it. So now we have like a really smooth motion like that. That looks pretty good. And then I will have the up and down movement, which is this one. And with up and down movement, let me move this pivot over here. It goes up and down, but then I can also add a little bit of rotation here. So it adds a little bit of variation even more to all the axes. So now you have a really organic ship movement. This is pretty cool. So This is good. I want the other boat to do something similar, but I'm only gonna go maybe up and down, and I'm gonna make this one maybe a little bit faster, maybe a loop of 2 seconds. You guys are still there, right? You guys are super quiet, but just asking.
Still here.
Yeah, amazing. So quiet. Like I said, if you guys have questions, shoot, and then I can ask them. I can answer them along the way. But yeah, just making sure you guys are still there. Why isn't it looping? Because I did it so I have to actually put this in there and loop this sequence. I was basically keyframing the sequence here, so I can. What I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna grab this and then do the same thing I did before. Maybe I add an angle here, just like this, add another angle here, and maybe rotate it slightly. And then, because this moves faster, it will overlap in different ways. So this looks pretty cool. But I think this one is too recognizable, the movement. So I'm just gonna fix it and make it just slightly like this. Yeah, I think that's better. Let's see. Yeah. So you just get just enough difference here. This is really cool.
Yeah, when the boats are still and they're not moving forward, they tend to rock more than anything, right?
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
they just start rocking.
Yeah. So this is pretty cool. Okay, so we're at 11 minutes, 11 and 10 minutes past. So let me get into the skeletons. So let's post some skeletons. This is gonna be fun. Okay, so let me bring these guys here.
And you're gonna put them under the same folder that's animated with the boats. So
Correct. Not all of them, but
train.
some of them, right? So let me mark them. This is the captain. And at least I need to know who's the kid. Okay. Okay, so for the captain, I'm gonna put him under this one. So captain, go into the boat. Okay, now we have the captain here. And then I'm gonna select the captain and bring him in here. Oh, the scale is actually pretty good. Maybe make him a little bit smaller here. And then let him grab the thing. And then maybe he's lifting his arm.
Roar!
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then
He's driving with one hand only,
yeah.
like he should.
Yeah. Exactly. And texting while driving.
Was just texting and sailing.
Okay, let me put some. He's like,
You were gonna do it on cell phone right now.
This is pretty cool. Okay, let me optimize him a little bit. Optimize just a little bit, and then we will do 12 frame cycle. 12 frame cycle is good, but I'm gonna put them outside of the boat first because I need him to be. Oh no! Where did he go?
No.
Where did he go? Oh, there. I lost him.
No.
I wanted to reset the pivot, but I reset the transforms for some reason. But it's fine. Just put him back here. Just like this. This is good enough. And then I have the captain outside because this way I can just work on his animation. So his head is going crazy. And then, I'm gonna select his coat over time. So I have all his coat. All of it.
Oh, but you don't want the captain to follow the movement of the rocking of the.
I will, but I'm just animating separately right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. To make it easy for
yeah. So because otherwise it will alter everything. So That's pretty cool.
Pirates
Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah. Thanks for the soundtrack. That's awesome. You know what? Like, I should bring in sound now. Like, he's like wiggling.
Well, you don't need to bring the music. I can just do it for you.
I actually chose music. Yeah, but I prefer your soundtrack actually. So, let me get this guy in here, and now he's like in the boat. There we go. Right. So this is pretty cool.
I'm on a boat.
Okay, let me save here and bring in some awesome atmospheric sounds. So I'm gonna SFX sound effects, not special effects. And let me bring the flapping tent. So you guys hear this? So I'm gonna loop it, spatialize it, and put one here, and then make it
you
like
had it all planned.
Yes. And then I'm gonna duplicate this guy and put it here. So let's see how this plays out. So if you get closer, you will hear it. So this one is gonna be linear. So the difference between linear and algorithmic is algorithmic has a more aggressive fall-off curve. You can hear it versus the linear is much louder. So it falls off really quickly where the red is like disappearing. But algorithmic, it's a more aggressive fall-off curve. So from here, it falls off pretty fast towards the edge. So those are the differences. So let me do this. This sounds pretty good. Okay, this is good. Then we bring in some heavy storms. Whoa. Okay.
That's it. Done. Finished.
Done. And then we're gonna bring in some sea waves. Is it too loud for you guys? Or is it too loud, or is it okay? I'm not,
all right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk for now, so not too much. Okay, and I can always mute it here, you know, like if I need to say something. But let me bring in some sounds. I'm gonna bring in some more sounds. So let me go to the music.
Yeah. What?
Yes.
Copyright-free music.
Yeah, this is actually copyrighted, but I purchased it so I can use it.
Okay.
Yeah, I use Envato Elements subscription. I have an annual subscription. Highly recommended. They have like tons of stuff, not just sound, but also templates and stuff like that. You know, like it's really, really good. Let me go to the rain layer. Where do I have the rain? Because I positioned the rain wrong. The rain needs to be actually here. So, for it to work. Maybe I angle it a little bit. Maybe I angle it and I move the other rain, the small rain. I may have to make sure I'm not on a keyframe. So then I can move it. Yes. That's pretty cool. I love the music. And then, let's see.
Pencil dark cinematic.
Thunder. Oh, yes. Love the thunder. Okay, let me put the thunder somewhere here at 10 seconds.
Hola. Somebody woke up from the nap.
And then the thunder should come from above. So I'm gonna put it here, and then make it loop just so I can hear it, spatialize it, and now it comes from above. You guys should hear it just the way I do, which is pretty cool because it's localized, spatialized, I mean. So you should hear it. Yeah, okay, that comes from above. It's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off the loop. The music could loop, and then the storm should loop. This should loop. This should loop, and this should loop. And then I need the rain sound. Do I have rain? Yes. So let me see. Let me loop the rain sound here. Oh, much better.
better start believing in ghost stories, son. You already won.
Okay, this is pretty cool, guys. I'm already satisfied on how it looks. Let me just quickly post some of the skeletons. We're like a little bit over 1 hour and 15 minutes. But you can see, you know, like how fast you can do things in VR. You know, like this is like pretty unheard of that you can do stuff like this so quickly. Maybe he's like sitting. Let me make sure that the skeletons are all the right scale. So let me make sure they're like matching the captain. Okay. So that way I'm not gonna scale them anymore. So this is the kid. He's standing on here. I noticed these guys the dog might be too. Yeah, I fucked up the scale, I think. Sorry my language, but that's fine. I'm just gonna put him here. And then he's like, yay. Let me merge him into one layer. Come on, what am I doing? Oh, the shirt is like one. What I did is like the shirt is like one brush stroke, so I have to like grab tool it to get it into the right shape, but that's fine. So okay, it's like waving, yay! And then I'm gonna do also a 6-frame loop. Or 12 frame loop is enough, and then I'm gonna start wiggling his shirt here. This is pretty cool. Okay, we have the kid, and then we have this guy. Let's get this guy climbing on that, holding on to this maybe. Let me see, where's a good composition? So we have this, maybe, I think here. Oh, baby! I heard a baby.
Oh yeah, she woke up from a nap.
Hey, baby.
I was gonna say maybe one of the skeletons is on the very top, maybe.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find a good position so I get like a cool frame here, you know. So I think I'm gonna do something like this. Let me, like maybe he's like holding, like stepping onto this, holding on and looking forward. So maybe he's like twisting. So let me try to do that with a grab tool really quick. See if that works. And then he's holding on to this thing, to the ladder.
Nice.
And looking forward like this.
With the hand on his forehead.
Oh yeah, totally. Let me do that.
Looking at the distance.
Yeah, let me do that.
Even though there's no sun.
It's like dark.
It's a storm.
Yeah,
well, well, he puts the hand on the forehead to cover from the rain, so it makes sense.
No, he's
Right?
looking. He's looking.
All makes sense. There you go. You see?
Perfect. Awesome. So, how would you stand on this thing? Probably something like this, right? Like this.
Yeah.
Like
And,
this.
and then the whole spine, the whole torso is twisted, maybe. So the bottom part of the torso is twisted.
Yeah. Forward.
Yeah.
You mean like more like this,
Yeah.
or more the other direction? I'm not sure.
No. I think the pelvis is twisted towards the ladder.
Yeah, like this.
And the chest is twisted outside, so
Yeah.
it's looking. Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. There you go. There.
Yeah. Something like this. It's good enough. Yeah. And then I think this knee needs to be higher.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good.
I messed it all up, but it's fine. You know, you're only looking at the silhouette, so.
Yeah. That's good.
And you know, I need like a little ladder here, so I'm just gonna move it.
Yeah. There you go. Cheat it. There you go.
That's pretty cool. I think I moved him too far though, for the silhouette. So let me just fix that real quick. I think. I think I might have rotated him too far. Yeah, I think that looks better. And then the body more like this. Oh yes, look at that. This is nice.
That's a nice pose.
Yeah. Okay, so we have this, and then we have the other skeletons here. Let me grab this guy. This guy stays up top. He's the badass. So he's gonna just stand here. Let me go to selection, and then I will just stand there. Fearless. And then the arms crossed, maybe.
Oh yeah.
He's like, whatever. He's like, I'm a badass.
Under the wall.
Yeah. So let me arms crossed.
He's Leo DiCaprio.
Yep.
After he drowned.
So let
That's
me
his-
make
that's his
sure.
skeleton.
I'm like totally breaking the rig right now, but it's fine.
What rig? There's no rig.
There's no rig.
Where are we going? Marty, where are we going? There's no rig. We're going to VR.
Oh, I have the lines still separate. That's why. Let me just merge it. And then,
Oh, nice.
yeah. Then put his legs closer together. I think I have this on.
Actually, separate together, not to give them like more confidence.
Oh,
more
like
badass.
this?
Like I am a badass.
Yeah,
skeleton.
yeah, that's true. Like that. Then
Cool.
let me just.
And it also makes sense because it's balancing on that. So you need to separate your.
Yeah, but he might be so badass that he doesn't need to balance.
he can do it with one foot only. The other foot is kind of. Actually, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
It reminds me a little bit of a Jack Sparrow pose when
Yeah.
he's on his.
Wow,
boat.
look at that. That looks badass. That actually looks badass. Boom. I don't know what that line is. Let me bring this line away. So this is pretty good. Maybe it was part of the animation. Oh, no, it was part of the cable. Let me just bring it down. Done. Okay, so let me animate him. So I'm just going to do short cycles for the skeletons. You know, it's only just to sell the idea. I'm not going to animate them like crazy, you know. So we have him.
You're 24 minutes past 11.
Perfect. I think we're almost done. We just need to do the thunder, and then we're done. I think we have one. We might have one more skeleton though. So, oops. So this is his clothes. I'm moving his spine as well. His spine
Light
is like shaking.
spine.
Yeah. Okay, so let me use the grab tool a little bit to... Oh man, this is cool. Now he has to stand on it, so I have to group all of them under the boat. So let me get this skeleton into the boat, and the other skeleton, which one was it? This guy. Into the boat, and now look at that. Oh yes. Okay, this is pretty cool. Yes, all right. This is epic. This is getting really, really cool. I didn't expect it to get this far. This is already pretty awesome.
It's pretty ambitious. for Inktober. I think this is the most ambitious Inktober ever.
in the time frame, right? Like
In 1 hour and a half. I mean, 1 hour and 25 minutes.
I think because I have 3 people here, I need somebody in the back just for, you know.
So what's the story with the guy who's still in the dog? They just left him behind, or
The boy, yeah. The boy was left behind. Maybe
I want to go into adventure
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, and they forgot about him.
They forgot about the boy.
And then this guy, It's just looking at the boy. How about that? This is the dad. So let me
Say
let
goodbye.
me put him. How many people are watching, by the way? I haven't checked.
We got, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 13. I
Okay, not
count here.
not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, so let's see. He's like leaning over. Oh, let me get all the hands. Leaning over.
Oh yeah, 13.
And then
13 is spectated. I don't need to count it. It says when you hover, it says the number 10.
so we have some father and son connection here.
Yeah, a little bit of a emotional.
Yeah, a little bit of emotional arc.
Yeah. Let's give it an arc.
See, like, the kid is not looking at him. let
Fine.
me
Yeah,
fix
no,
that. Let
Wait,
me-
he's a skeleton.
yeah. So let me just make him look at him. Oh, Dad, I miss you. So select the arms. Yeah. Nice.
Oh,
Okay. Now we have the emotion.
That's a moving scene right there.
Oh, there's he goes into the unknown, into the
Yeah.
unknown.
Oh yeah. Copyright.
Okay, Daddy, go into the boat, and he's in the boat. But I forgot. He needs to be outside of the boat first to be animated. So I'm gonna do 12 frames, and then I'm gonna loop it and do the same spiel. Whoa. Oh, his rib cage is wiggling too. It's like, I'm like, my son, my son, my son. He's like freezing. No, it's so cold, and I'm gonna miss you, son. Okay, so we have this. Let's put him back into the boat.
It's so cold. I'm chilling.
Oh, nice. Okay, I wonder now. Maybe I should make the water more. The water is the part that's maybe not black. Let me see what it looks like. So when I make the water a little bit darker, let me see. These are the waves, and this is the water surface. So what if I make the water surface a little bit darker? Brighter, I mean, because then we will see the silhouettes against the background better. I think that's better. And then I just have to fix the water. So I'm gonna just save this color and use it as a background color too. So this is looking pretty good. Let me go a little bit brighter and see what it does. How does this look? Might be even... No, I like it dark. Dark is good. And then all I need to do is I select the waves over time. Let me select the waves over time. It's only 12 frames. And then I'm gonna also color them in with the
Maybe
save color.
Maybe when you do the lining,
Yeah,
the water can have one frame where it becomes.
that's the idea,
Right.
yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, that's the idea. So I don't know now if it was so smart to make everything white because the lightning might not brighten up, but I will see what it looks like. So because the sky is kind of dark, I think it might actually work.
No,
So-
but the thing that you can do, and hear me out, is
Yeah.
when it's flashing.
Yeah.
When you have the lining, you reverse everything. The buildings become black. The sky becomes white.
Yeah,
And the flash-
well, I can create a
flash-
shadow, right? Like, yeah. Yeah, let me actually try something. I have an idea. I have
You just do
an
the
idea.
negative image, you know.
Yeah, but I think I might do something that might even work better than that. We will see. Let me do this little quick. I think I can do this. Duplicate it instead of like getting like. Just duplicate this. Duplicate, boom, and then do this. And then I'm going to do this. So this is gonna be my dome.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
like, what is that?
And then
The sea monster that's coming out. Okay.
yeah, because I need to make this my background. So I'm gonna colorize it. So this is gonna I haven't tried this yet actually. So let me see. So now when I turn off the wireframe, you won't see it. But then together with the lightning, let's see where I place the lightning. If it sounds about right where it is timing wise. So let me around 10 seconds. And that's a really good spot actually. That sounds good timing wise.
And remember, the lightning always comes before the sound, right?
Yep. Absolutely. So, but I think the sound timing was really good. So I'm gonna put the timing felt right. So I'm gonna put it here, and then at 30 seconds I'm gonna loop this. So at 30 seconds, the thunder is going to loop. So it doesn't sound too repetitive. And then here, this is my sky dome goes into this looping layer as well. So what I'm gonna do now is to add a frame here, and then add a frame after, and this frame is going to get white. So let's see how this works.
Yeah, but the buildings will be...
Wait, Daniel, wait. I have a plan for that.
You have a plan.
One step at a time, dude.
One step at a time, okay.
Okay, that was pretty good. That was already pretty good. So I'm gonna hold it for a little bit longer. Yes. Okay, hold it for a little bit longer.
You wanna flash it more times, maybe? Oh, it's just one. Okay.
I think I'm gonna flash it. Maybe like I might. Yeah, I might do a fade. So I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah. The second time is a little softer.
Yeah. So I might do a transition right now. So we have this, and then we have duplicate. We have like a little.
Yeah. Fancy.
And then we do. Oops, we do one more so it gets dark, and then we do one more like this, and then maybe this one is not as bright, and hold it for two frames. That looked weird. Let me see what is happening.
Only the top part of the sky is colorized.
Yeah. It's too long, I think. Let me make it shorter.
It works better when the whole sky is colorized, right?
Yeah. Yep. But no, and the part was just like it's a little bit weaker. So let me do this. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
The second one needs to be even shorter. So let's see. Yeah. And then I will do it a little bit, even the second one can be even a little bit shorter. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Let me see. Maybe make it like this. Let's see. Okay, I think the timing is good. Now I have to match this with everything else. So what I'm gonna do now is, so this is gonna be pretty crazy. I'm at 2.3 million polygons, so I'm just going to optimize everything at this point. And I'm going to optimize, and let me save beforehand, and go about this percentage, make sure that the detail content doesn't get affected. I'm gonna go optimize all, boom. I didn't see any change. And we are back in the grain. We're pretty much back in the greens. Let me go further. Okay, the cables. Yeah, the cables. I want to maintain a little bit more. Optimize all. I think, I keep it at 900,000, and then I'm going to lock the environment and see, because the environment has the boats. I think I can optimize the other boat more. So where's the other boat? The captain layer is empty. This is the other boat. So let me lock everything else. And then just optimize this maximum. So it's all.
Oh,
Yeah.
when you do all, it won't touch the lock layers.
Yeah, it won't touch the locked layers. So
Interesting.
yeah, this is a good way to do it. And then I will do the skeletons. The skeletons can be a little bit more aggressively optimized, I think. So I'm just gonna do, because the skeletons are animated. I think it's working. Didn't do much. So the layer that's biggest is actually the environment. So let me see.
The thing is, the hand-drawn strokes are pretty heavy.
Yeah. So let me optimize the environment. Let me see if everything is locked. Everything is locked and optimize. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we should be back in. Yeah, that looks good. I'm gonna save it as a second one though. So I have
Didn't the skeletons folder just have the kid in it? Aren't the other skeletons on the boat?
Yeah, you're right. But I didn't want to optimize the boat too much. But what I can do is, let me see in here to lock everything else. Let me see. Let me see how big the skeletons are. They're okay sized. This is the boat. So I mean, let me lock this one. And then now it's getting like kind of hairy here. But let me see if I can. Okay. Let's see. Was it better? Yeah, we're back in the greens. Nice. Okay. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock these layers, but so I lock everything else. So I can't select it. So all I can select is now the waves and the water surface. Then I go select in all layers. This is where I made the mistake. I accidentally selected the boats as well. So, and then I duplicate it. And then I move it into a new layer. So basically here, in this group, now I create a new layer. Now I have the duplicated geometry in one layer, but I still made a mistake. I have to be on the right frame. So in this frame, I go back. Now one more time, select. I'm doing some complicated stuff here, so and then duplicate, and then create a new layer, and then this frame is going to be white, painted white. I think now I got it. Just like this. And then I go to the first frame, make sure select in all unlocked layers is turned off, delete the first frame. And now we should have a perfect lightning. Okay, perfect, that worked. And then I have to turn off the lightning here. So that worked. And I will do the same thing for the shadows, Danielle. That's how I'm gonna do it. So, so here we need another empty frame and another empty frame here. So I go here. I'm gonna lock this, select all, and then I just paste it in here. That's all I need to do. Of course, I have to unlock it first, and then paste it in here. Okay. Now I have the Z fighting, obviously, which is expected. Yeah. This is expected, yeah. And then I move it up a little bit, and then I colorize. I think we got it. Okay.
Yeah.
The second lightning is not as bright, so I'm just gonna do something like this. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, we got it all. Perfect. Okay, now I save this. So for the shadows, I'm gonna lock the waves, but everything else. So I think the lines can be locked. I'm gonna unlock the, so I don't need the reference anymore. So let me delete the reference, and then I go to the frame where I want the lightning to hit. Bam, this frame. And then I'm going to select everything. Select everything. This is the last step I'm going to do. Let's see if this works. And then I'm gonna duplicate it, move it up a little, everything, and put this all on one layer. And this might actually make this unshareable for Quest, but I will see. Let's see. I will put this into a new layer. Okay, and this one becomes black. So I'm going to make it black. Ah, man, I use my brain a lot today. Like, my brain is like fried right now. But you can see, like, you can do like
There you go.
quick things like this, and then I will just move this out like this.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. That should work. And then Z fighting there, delete the Z fighting there, and then I will add an empty frame, oops, a duplicated frame here, and then I delete the first frame. Oops. So for the first frame, I turn off. Like, you have to be very aware with this one. Select an all visible unlock layers. Here you can make a lot of mistakes. So
Dangerous.
then, yeah, very dangerous. And then here we will create an empty layer. And let's see. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, it worked. So, okay, we have it. I better not do the other one. Maybe I can actually. Like, maybe it's forgiving enough. So let me try this. So let me just copy what's in here. Copy what's in here and paste it
You
back
can always
into
do
here.
select all on the selection menu.
Yeah, I never use the menu. So I rarely use the menu. Yeah. You're right, you know. But
Just saying.
yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, a couple of flashes. It's gonna
Yeah.
work
Yeah.
better than the other one.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. Okay, let's see. Yeah. I think that's
Love
pretty nice.
Love it.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do the spawn areas later, but or you know what? Let me do that a little quick because I think I haven't covered spawn areas too much. So I'm gonna turn on the restrict camera locomotion for comfort, which makes sure that I stay in the exact plane, and then I will create a bunch of spawn areas. I think this is like a really good angle here, like this. So I'm going to create a spawn area here, an eye level one, boom. So I have this one. Let me take a screen capture here. This is the captain cam. This is the captain cam, and then let's go to the ladder cam maybe, or this guy. Let me find a good angle. This is a pretty cool angle. Create spawn area. This is the eye patch guy. And then we have the storytelling, the emotional separation between father and son. So I think this is good, a good angle. Boom, create one here. This is the emotional angle. Yes. Okay, and then we have, let's see, what else? Maybe this angle from the boy. You know what? I think like the harbor angle is kind of nice too. Like something like this. And create a spawn area. Boom. Get a nice angle here. That's pretty good. Yeah, and then you could potentially switch between those. But I think this is the way you do spawn areas. I'm just deleting the initial one. I think the initial one should be the establishing shot size. Set this to initial spawn area and delete the one that I had before. I wonder, I might do a turntable as well, but I will spare you this time. But let's play it back and see what it looks like with everything else.
So awesome.
Incredible. Super nice. Reminds me a little bit of Manny Calavera from the Green Fandango.
Oh yeah. So that's basically it for today's stream, and I made it right before the 2-hour mark. Any questions, guys? No? Silence.
Oh, badass.
Like we're good.
Yeah, I think one thing I can check, is like if it's still shareable. It might not be. So to make it shareable, like the lightning is the only spot where it worries me. Like let's see. Oh, look at that! It's gonna be shareable. Yeah.
Almost.
So I can actually share this. I'm gonna share this later so you guys can look at it in VR. I might put some animated spawn areas in there as well. But this was super fun, guys. Like I actually got more done than I thought I would, but it also took 2 hours. But you can see, like in 2 hours, can you imagine to do something like this in any other workflow?
Yeah, you have a whole scene with the environment, with some characters, with a little bit of story, even special effects, rain. I mean, it's just pretty incredible.
Yeah, I didn't do the rain impact, right? But it has sound and but I could do this.
You don't need it. Yeah, need it.
Oh, that was kind of cool. Did you see how the flash was actually the shadow of the skeleton is actually disembodied? But that's kind of really
that was cool.
That was really cool, actually. Like, see that? That actually adds like a really cool effect to it, because I think I moved it way too much without really thinking. But if you see it fast, it's almost like a boom. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Like a projected shadow. Or something.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And yeah, you can see like how you can like for the water, you really don't need to animate the whole water. You just animate the edge. If it's one color, it just reads like water, and then you see what I did with the buildings here. You can just select it and you reuse it for the boat, and it looks like so that's. And obviously for production purposes I would never work this way, but for like a quick concept that you want to do, you can do something like that, repurpose things, make one thing detailed and then reuse it many times, and I just noticed, like this pier is way like off scale. If you look at these things, they're like almost as big as the pirate, so maybe those are just big logs, but it just like of course you have to think about scale more when you actually design something properly, but for Inktober I think like this is more than enough. I'm gonna put some animated spawn areas in there and then share it out to the world as my today's storm piece and the skeletons for Quill Weekly Challenge. So it's just actually 2 birds with 1 stone. Yeah. Hopefully you learned a lot of new tricks or some new tricks. Thanks for tuning in and see you guys next time.